Good evening, everybody. It's time for another draft. We got an interesting one tonight. We're rolling out a 10-team, one QB, full PPR, one QB, two running back, two wide receiver, one tight end, two flex draft tonight. Two flexes. Which if I was in a 10-team league, I'd probably want it to be three wide receiver, two flexes, honestly. But I feel like that gives you a chance to separate a little better. But two wide receiver, two flex will work. What's up, Jeremy?
What's up, man?
What's up? How come we're not on the draft tonight?
Bill beat me out by like 2 seconds.
I posted it in the cut draft, like said there were 3 spots open.
I saw it in the regular thing, and it was just one spot at the number 1, and I almost took it. And as I was looking over it, making sure there wasn't a different spot, and then as I went to go click on it, Bill was already in there.
Well, maybe we'll have some no-shows.
Yeah. Well, if not, I mean, I can always fill in another day too. So
yeah.
What do you think of the Dynasty League so far?
I'm loving it. I think a lot of people didn't take the time to look and see the real difference between a half PPR running back and a full PPR wide receiver, because it's massive.
I don't know if it's that huge. Well, so after that first tier, yes, it is massive.
I pretty much proved that it is.
Yeah.
So the wide receiver 27 in PPR last year was equal to the running back 10 in half PPR. Like, yeah, at the top, like the top guys, like CMC, Saquon if he's healthy, the 3 guys you have, those guys are still going to be awesome. But the problem is the other guy, it just falls off so quick. What's up, Roberto?
Yeah. Hey guys, how you guys doing?
Good.
What's up, Roberto?
Hey. Sorry, I'm still at work, so trying to be sneaky.
Yeah, so I was torn. But if I would have known that I was going to get Russell Wilson and Matthew Stafford, and I was going to get those wide receivers, I would have taken CMC with boom, would have been like instant CMC, no doubt about it. I was just worried, man, if I take CMC here, it's half PPR, which he's still a beast. I made sure to look. He's still a beast. He's just as good as the top wide receivers. He doesn't have the massive advantage he has in PPR, but he's still just as good as the top wide receivers. But I was like, man, what if I don't get a stud quarterback, or what if all the receivers are gone or whatever. But again, if I knew I was going to get Russell Wilson and those wide receivers, it would have been like CMC, no doubt about it. So I'm feeling pretty good. But like I said, I think your team is the only team with more than one running back that I think is actually super strong.
Because I can't believe Henry fell to me. When he got it back around, and I was like, do I let this go? And I was like, I don't need a third running back. And I was like, no, we're not doing this. And I was like, and PPR for Henry, doesn't matter if it's half point or regular, because pretty much the same.
Yeah, that's true. It does. He actually was a little better in half. He finished ahead of Dalvin Cook last year in half PPR. Yeah. But again, you need either a top 10 running back, or it does not matter.
Yeah.
The RB10 literally averaged 13 points per game. There are 30 wide receivers that are going to average more than that, probably. So it's just, to me, it's like I said in the chat, give me whoever you want as my RB2. I'm fine. They're all going to be lumped together. So
yeah.
All right, well, Vagoon's not here, so but I do think your team. We'll see what you do on the next pick. There was a player where I'm like, I thought for sure you were gonna take him. I'm like, oh my! When I saw that Nick took Chenault, I was like, oh my god, Jeremy's for sure gonna take this guy and his team this year. Obviously, your team
I
going.
can't even think who you're thinking of because like I went through it and I was like I can't think who he's even like hinting at, and I was like,
No,
I don't know.
there's one player that if he makes it back to you and you get him, I'm gonna be like, okay, assume barring injuries, I think Jeremy's got 2021 on lock. Obviously, things can change,
Yeah.
injuries, whatever. But if you get this guy, I'm gonna feel like your team is definitely the best team. Which is funny because in the chat you thought I was calling you out.
Yeah, I was like, I know Chris isn't calling me out. Like, what in the world? Because I know people were like, Jeremy getting all the running backs. And I usually don't go running back heavy. Usually I get 2 and I'm out. Well,
And when you get those like that's the thing. In half PPR, those running backs are the running backs. You get like the other running backs, they're just all the same. They're just all the same. There's no, and not only are they all the same, they get crushed by the wide receivers. They get crushed. They get destroyed. Those other running backs get crushed because the wide receivers are full. So
I'll go ahead and say it. I think the dude is Michael Thomas.
I'm not still saying worried about him.
And I'm like, he's off my board because it's like
he gets Michael Thomas just got picked, so I can tell you it's not Michael Thomas. It was
okay.
He just got picked because I told you when he gets picked, either by you or by somebody else, I will say something. But no, it wasn't Michael Thomas.
Because I was like, I just don't like the worry, the relationship now that it's whatever.
Yeah, that's fine.
Is Vagoon on?
Not yet. I'm gonna. All right, you want to jump on?
Yeah, I can. I just would feel bad if he jumps on here and like. I guess it is 8:08.
It's 8:08. It's long enough. Let me kick him. You have the link, you have the link in the Discord, right?
Actually, I also have my email up, so I should have the link right here.
All right,
yep, I'm in it now.
What the hell, Trent? Okay, hold on, it's not. I have to change the draft name for some reason. Okay, try it now. All right. There we go. All right, here we go.
I had to check the format real quick. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm posting in the chat one more time so everybody knows. Alvin Kamara at the 1-1.
I don't mind it. Like everyone's down on him, and I'm like, I think he's gonna be the like what the offense goes through.
Okay, even if he was as good as last year, which was insanely good, 21 touchdowns. CMC was still better.
I think he gets more work though this year. Like I think they were 50-50 last year, or like 60
194 carries. He's not going to get 200 plus carries. He's just not. He's not built that way. Not built that way. Bill's just getting spicy. CMC is 100% the pick. Come on. The guy literally averaged go over his last 35 games. He's only failed to score 20.7 times. 7. Nick Chubb's only scored 20 points 7 times over that stretch. And Christian McCaffrey's failed to do it only 7. Like, come on. He's the locked in. You guys
are going PPR standard half point?
It's PPR.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
What's up, fellas?
What's up, Marquise? I hate this pick. Maybe I should have gone Kelsey. Probably should have gone Kelsey there. In 10 team.
Leave that toilet paper alone.
Whoa. Someone's getting yelled at. Hopefully that wasn't you, Marquise.
It was my wife.
Man, I hope it wasn't you getting yelled at.
Not this time.
All right, that's good. That's good. Not this time. See? That's how you know you've been married for a while. You say not this time.
Yeah, 2-year anniversary coming up on August 24th.
How many years?
2 years.
Nice. Congrats. Maybe even should have got that.
I'm super excited about this because I'm in the 10th spot in my actual draft. So we'll see how this goes.
Nice. Is it a 10 team?
Yeah, it is. Oh, I have to grab him. Yeah, no doubt. That's the easy one. I'm super surprised that you guys all picked running back.
I know. Looking back, I probably should have gone a different position.
Yeah, I'm just high on Eckler this year. Like, I think he's one of those guys that will break into the top 5 or has the chance.
Yeah, he definitely has a chance. PPR. See, I always debate myself on this. Is it Hill or is it Adams?
I don't think you can go wrong either way, honestly.
Okay, so I had Hill my last team and blew off on the first game for Tampa Bay, and I loved it. Super surprised.
He had that one week where he literally won everybody their matchup.
Carried me.
No, yeah,
it was against my brother-in-law. I loved it.
How you guys doing?
What's up, Nick? Damn, Kelsey at the 2-6. Maybe I should have taken him over Gibson too. That's pretty ridiculous. Probably should have. Nick, how you feeling about your team in the cut draft?
I've done all right so far. I'm not thrilled, but I'm also not disappointed. I think I've done okay.
Let me see.
I was super worried you were going to take Jones over Chenault because they were. I will say Chenault was in my queue, and I was like,
I'm gonna guess Julio Jones wasn't anywhere on Nick's radar. Am I right?
No, I hate him. In fact, I hate him in redraft, let alone dynasty. So
yeah, I don't think you had anything to worry about with that. I like your team, Nick.
Thanks. I like your team too. I honestly think you have the best team so far.
Jeremy's team is pretty nice too.
I just worry about, and like I like your Jeremy. I just worry about the longevity of your team. I know I get you're going win now.
Well,
oh yeah.
Okay, when I say Jeremy's team I mean like this year. Okay. Obviously, his team could still be good next year, but definitely like if we see what we saw like the last couple of years from Julio, where he's having trouble staying healthy, if something, God forbid, happens to Derrick Henry, like that team could fall off a cliff real quick, right? But this year, I think his team's going to be great for sure. All right, well, I passed up Kelsey when I shouldn't have. I'm not going to pass up Darren Waller here.
Because initially when you took McCaffrey over Allen, I was a bit surprised there, being half PPR for running backs. I was sure you were going to go Allen. But, I mean, your team's been fantastic after that, so it's honestly, can't complain about it.
Well, that's what I told Jeremy. I said if I knew I was going to get Russell Wilson, Matt Stafford, and those 4 receivers, I would have smashed Christian McCaffrey so quick. But I did look into it, and I was like, okay, even in half PPR, McCaffrey's still dominant. I mean, he doesn't dominate people like he does in PPR, where he's like a cheat code, but he still is like the number one scorer, and he still puts up 20-point games almost every week. So, but yeah, I definitely was concerned that I might not get how the rest of my team would go, but I'm thrilled with how it's gone. But I do think for 2021, Jeremy's team is going to be incredible.
Oh,
there's still one more player he has to draft. We'll see if he does it.
This is gonna like drive me crazy. It's the most distracting thing in my draft right now. And I have a 5-year-old who constantly wants to be in pictures. You want to say hi?
Hi.
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 Dude.
I think I know who it is, but I'm not going to say any names.
You pick a character.
All right. Can you go in your bedroom? Because it's almost bedtime, please.
You can play too.
You want me to pray with you? Yeah, I'll pray with you here in a little bit, okay? But go ahead and get to your bedroom, please. Sorry.
Yeah, I like Stinger's start, but then the fact that he put off taking a QB so far made me worried for him.
Yeah, I mean, Derek Carr is your QB1.
That's not fun. Like I said, I love his start, but he needed to take someone at that 5-6 turn, if not 2 QBs there.
Or you should have just took one of the older guys, right? Just take one of the vets and then get a younger guy later.
I mean, he could, but he has kind of a young Bill. I mean, I guess it could have worked, but
he's got kind of a young Bill, but kind of not. Like he's not like Tatum. Who's Tatum's oldest player? Miles Sanders is like Tatum's oldest player.
yeah, he's 24.
Right? And then you got the opposite end of the spectrum, Jeremy, where Deontay Johnson is his only player under 25. I think he might be his only player under 26, actually.
Yeah, Deontay Johnson is my only player under 26 years old.
Yeah, so he's on the other
really
end of the spectrum. You're on the clock also, by the way.
Oh.
He's on the
Yeah, I'm switching between. Probably shouldn't do that.
So how high are we on DJ Moore? How do you guys feel about him?
I'm not high on him at all.
I'm looking at his ADP right now and looking at the yards, 1,300 yards projected.
Has he ever had? He sniped me. Has he ever had 1,300 yards?
I'm looking at the thing right now. It says
he's had 1,000 yards each year.
Yeah, but has he had 1,300?
I don't think he's had 1,300, but
yeah. And now he's going
crazy.
DJ is he's gonna jump out there.
Look, I don't think he's. Adam Thielen is
just because
it's pretty terrible.
Just because
I don't think he's a bad player, but he's got Robbie Anderson. They drafted Terrace Marshall. You know McCaffrey's getting 100+ targets. So, and then you got Sam Darnold. Like, I wish he had a quarterback.
Come on, man. Come on. If Teddy Bridgewater can help get 3 players over 1,000 yards, I think Sam Darnold can do it.
I don't think so, man. That's tough. 3 players over.
I mean, you're talking about 5-yard Teddy now. Come on, man.
Yeah, but they didn't have CMC last year.
Yeah.
That's 100+ targets.
DJ Moore for me is one of those guys who I'm not terribly high on him for redraft this year, but I absolutely love him in Dynasty.
And I think Teddy's better than Darnold. I hate to say it, but I think Teddy's better than Darnold. I mean, we're going to find out because everything is there. Everything is there for Darnold this year. He's got the coaches. He's got the offense. Everything is there for Darnold this year. There's no excuse.
None at all.
But I actually think Teddy.
We could revisit this conversation too after the season.
Well, yeah.
I mean, I hope Darnold's good. I don't-
It'll probably be like week 8. We'll figure it out by week 8.
Boy, even in 10 team with this group, my wide receiver is going to be bad. You just cannot wait on wide receiver, even in a 10 team draft.
Yeah, I was surprised he did that.
Well, I like going running back in 10 team because usually there's tons of good wide receivers. But not with this group. Not with this
Everyone's
group.
all wide receiver heavy. Holy cow. Round 2 and 3 were all wide receivers almost.
I mean, in no draft but ours, does DeAndre Swift and Chris Carson fall to the 5th round? Like, there are no drafts where that ever happens. Or Etienne in the 5th round. That never happens.
Oh, ow, good pick. I was hoping he'd make it back to me. Is there an update to the Chase injury?
He's fine. He's been practicing. There's nothing wrong with him.
So he's good, you know.
Yeah, he's good.
Okay.
I think we've just talked him down so much, people don't draft him in these drafts.
No, sorry. I meant Claypool.
Oh, ankle sprain, but they haven't said what kind and how long. But, as of now, they're hopeful for week 1, which I hope so because I have like 30% of him in my best ball drafts.
Yeah.
We just had Bateman and DJ Chark go in the. This is why Jeremy's going to crush us this year. Because nobody wants players that are good this year. They only want players that could be good 2 to 3 years from now.
Yeah, and I don't mind players that are good this year, even if they're a little older, because like I'm gonna get a year, maybe 2 out of them, and then I'm just
People think like a 27-year-old player is done, like they have nothing left, or a 28-year-old is done, they have nothing left. Like you'll get 2 to, especially wide receiver, you'll get 3 years or more.
Sorry, Chris. My wife keeps calling me, so I'm leaving the
No problem.
Zoom call all the time. Sorry about that.
No problem.
You're good.
I'm gonna have to do some reaching here to get a team I like. Oh, maybe I can just go with him.
Well, hopefully I snipe you here too.
Well, it was between. Normally I would go Claypool here 100%, but with that ankle, I'm gonna go. I feel a little bit better about him reaching, but I like him a lot.
So, Chris, from your opinion, do you feel like Smith or Lockett's going to have a better year? Because I was choosing between both of them.
Devonta Smith or Lockett?
Yeah.
Lockett. But
okay.
But
I'm always worried about those little 8-point games.
yeah, that's true. That's true, but we don't know. We don't know what Devonta Smith's going to give us yet. That's the thing, right? Yeah. He might give us 8-point games too. We don't know yet. We haven't seen him in action.
So it's better to go for experienced players rather than rookie players that are hyped up.
Not necessarily. I mean, if the hype is warranted, then the hype is warranted. Like I think Lockett's good enough.
He would be my third wide receiver.
Yeah, as your wide receiver 3, I think he's more than good enough. And actually,
Yeah, I mean-
he'd be your flex because this is only a 2 wide receiver, 2 flex.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Like, because I know that we have the 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs, 2 flex though.
Yeah, and I like having guys like Lockett in my flex in a shallower league like this because when he goes off, you're probably going to win.
Yeah. Okay.
Because you're just going to destroy everybody else in the flex position. And since it's a 10-team league, the rest of your team should be good enough.
Appreciate it, Chris, on that.
Yeah.
It's just a big concern for me because I never had Lockett. I'm in 5 leagues, and this is my first time ever having this much. I've never done this before. But I've seen his records of like having a 50 game, and then the next game he had like 2 points after. So
Yeah. No.
yeah,
Sure.
just trying to study as much as I can on this.
Yeah, he's definitely your boom bust guy. So
Yeah. Do you guys remember the days when Bill used to be in here on the Zoom saying your RB2 doesn't matter? Anybody remember those days?
He's got 3 running backs. What was that whole thing earlier about him complaining about teams having floor?
No, he said, because you guys were like, oh, Chris's team is dangerous. And he said, floor, yawn. Like my team has no ceiling.
He has J.K. Dobbins. That puts him in the negatives already.
That's what I said. I said, this is coming from a guy who has 2 running backs with no ceiling in a half PPR league, in a league where the running backs are only half PPR. I was like, come on, you're running. Even Chris Carson, who I like, let's be real, he doesn't have a massive ceiling.
No, not at all.
He gets you like 15, 16, 7. He doesn't get you 25, 30 points. He has no ceiling.
I do like what Pierre just did, the Andrews Lamar stack.
Yeah, Lamar in the 7th is good. Very good.
Yeah, I was hoping he fell to me.
Stinger with Mooney. Well, I was going to take Judy.
Yeah, I thought that I was about to say, I was like, I think you just got sniped.
But I'll just pivot to this guy instead. I'll snipe Nick
Oh,
early.
he was on the list.
I'll wait one more for my flex, which normally I don't like to go.
That's fine. Oh, wow. Am I doing this? I guess so. Taking the stack.
Yeah, I think people, Nick, in that league don't understand how bad half PPR is for running backs versus full PPR for wide receivers.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing because I saw so many people hitting on running back. I mean, I took Zeke there, but I feel like 3-7 isn't that early. Even
No, I think Zeke's fine. You need a top 10 running. Basically, it's like if you either have a top 10 running back or you have a running back, and they're all pretty much the same in half PPR. In half PPR. So I think Zeke was fine.
But yeah, I was seeing, in my opinion, I would think I was getting really good wide receivers, especially with DJ Moore. Even if he's not, probably not do too hot this year, I feel like he's still extremely valuable in Dynasty. And I was surprised he was still there for me at the 5-7.
No, for sure, because he's still young. And I mean, if Darnold plays awesome this year, then obviously his value goes way up. And if Darnold plays terrible, then maybe he gets a new quarterback next year. So certainly in Dynasty. And he'll still be good. I mean, it's not like he's going to have he's still probably get 1,100 yards.
Yeah.
It's not like he's going to be terrible.
Yeah, so I know we said the scoring system in Bill's league is a little weird. So like I tried to find just someone who had it ranked out. And then usually I change some stuff to no matter what list I get offline, just because there's people I like and have different opinions on. But I couldn't find anything close to what I needed. So I was like, all right. So I just put everybody in a tier and did that like tier based drafting. And I think it worked out really well.
It only took me like 5 minutes in a Google Sheet to make that thing. All you have to do is go online and find and do. I just did running back half PPR scoring last year, grabbed it. I mean, obviously that doesn't account for this year's, but you can kind of get it gives you an idea of like what the differences are, right?
Yeah.
Like as you look, there's only I think by my count, there's only of the top 50 running backs and wide receivers, only 15 of them I think were running backs last year. You know,
That's when it was.
it's like that's what I'm saying. Like you need like a top. If they're not a top elite running back, you might as well just have any old running back, and you're really going to get crushed by people who have, top 24 wide receivers. You're going to get crushed.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to look at that yet, but I figured the number was low.
It was like 15 or 16, and it was just looking at running back and wide receiver. I didn't like factor in tight end or QB or anything.
Mm-hmm.
But just of the top 50 running backs and wide receivers, I think there's only like 15 or 16. But like I was telling Jeremy in the beginning when I looked, so Zeke I think he was like RB 11. Well, he was like RB 10 in terms of points per game, I think, in half PPR, not counting like Christian McCaffrey, who only played 3 games, and he averaged 13.2 in half PPR. That was less than Cooper Kupp, who was wide receiver 27 in PPR. So basically, wide receiver 27 is going to outscore RB 10 in that format.
Yeah, I figured that would have a pretty sizable impact when I looked at the rules.
That's why I said I'll start anybody as my like. Tell me who to start as my RB2. I really don't like, as long as they're playing. Like, don't tell me to start, Todd Gurley.
Mm.
All right. How many rounds is this draft?
13.
13. Okay. Let's get I like Drake.
I'm gonna reach on a guy. I'm gonna really reach on a guy, actually.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Well,
That's not a terrible reach.
I mean, yeah, but I took him over like Williams. I usually take over. Trying to think who else I take over.
Nick, what were you thinking about? Because when you took Tua, I was like, to me that was the obvious pick. But what were you thinking about there?
I was thinking about a lot of different guys actually. I thought about Devonta Smith. I thought about Waddle. I thought about Sutton, and I thought about Watson. So I had a lot of different guys in mind.
But who did
Yeah.
you want?
Well, Tua,
I
I
wanted
guess.
all of them. I wanted all of them, but I thought about it and then I figured Tua would be the best choice. I mean, he's young. I like him. I think he's got a good future ahead of him.
Yeah, because to me, there's a big teardrop after Tua.
Yeah.
Well, I meant the guy that went before you had to make all those decisions.
Oh, I wanted Deontay, and you took him. I would have taken Deontay if you took anyone else instantly.
I was surprised he made it back because I was thinking of Deontay the round before. And
Yeah,
I was
exactly.
like,
When I took DJ Moore, it was between him and Deontay, and I decided on Moore, and I was like, okay, Deontay's not going to fall that far, and I saw him fall most of the way there. I was like, oh man, I might actually get him, and then you took him.
yeah, I think I should have took Robinson over Allen. I don't know. I wanted to mix it up. That's the only thing I regret so far in this draft is not taking.
Yeah, you still got. I mean, that's the thing to get those three running backs and still have Keenan and Deontay. I'm like, oh my god, his team is.
Yeah, I couldn't believe how far Adams fell. I was like, oh man.
Well, here's the thing with Adams, and I love Adams, but we don't know. Like, yeah, his situation this year is fantastic. We know that.
Yeah.
But we don't know going forward what his situation is going to be. He hasn't signed that extension, and it doesn't seem like he's going to. We don't know if Aaron Rodgers is going to be with the Packers next year. He could retire. He could ask for a trade, and according to the contract, if he asks for a trade, they have to honor it. That's the only thing that worries me about Devontae. I mean, obviously he's a beast, and he'll probably still be like, even if he goes to wherever, he'll probably still be very good, but he's not going to be as good as he is with Aaron Rodgers, of course.
I mean, if you look at Bill's roster, it's pretty clear he's going all in win now. So I don't think he really cared too much about that.
Yeah, I mean, Bill and Jordan's first three picks were amazing.
I don't understand the Dobbins pick though, to be honest.
They're really high on Dobbins.
Chris, you suck. Jamal Williams was my pick. I'm sitting here looking at people. I'm like,
Yeah, I was happy. It was between him and Edwards were the two I was going to take here. So I was happy one of them made it to me.
all right, let's just read again. I have all over.
I think that's a great pick. Honestly, I would take Marvin Jones over Gage and Elijah Moore.
Yeah.
I think he's the one. I really do. I think he's the one. I know Chenault's got a lot of potential, and I like Chenault a lot. I think Chenault will be nice this year, but I think Marvin Jones is the one on that team. Because when
my only problem with Jones right now is that offensive line did not look great, and so I don't know if Trevor's going to have that much time to look down. So I think Chenault's going to become his first read instead of his second.
But he wasn't. That's the thing. Jones was.
True, he wasn't. But
the other big thing for Jones is when they ran two tight end sets and only two tight end, one wide receiver. It was Marvin Jones, not Chenault, who was out there.
Yeah.
So Jones to me looks like the one. Again, I think Chenault's going to have a great year. I think he's going to be very good. I'd probably still take Chenault over Jones because I think he is a type of player that brings you more upside with what he can do. But I think when you're getting Marvin Jones this late, I think that's great value. So.
Is Bill in the chat?
No, he's on the YouTube though. He's commenting on YouTube. He's ripping apart the Hawkinson love. He was not happy with that Hawkinson pick.
Let him
that's the
know.
thing he was
Well,
complaining about?
I guess he's listening. I'm enjoying the league. It's very fun, and wanted to thank him.
Yeah, no, I like it. It's different. It's fun. People all are drafting all different ways. So, all right. Who do I
Oh,
go?
I'm on the clock.
I will disagree. Okay, I'm looking at the YouTube chat now. I will disagree with Bill's point about the Lions being a weak offense. I feel like not having too many options to throw to would help him though, wouldn't he? Because he would definitely be the number one guy in Detroit.
Yeah, I think Hawkinson will be fine. He's gonna get. I mean, he's not gonna get 150 targets. Like, no tight end gets 150 targets. Not even Kelsey or Waller. Well, did Waller get 150 last year? I'm not sure. He might have. Probably not though. That's a lot of targets. But he may have. I could be wrong. Yeah, he's not gonna get 150 targets. That's for sure. But I don't think he needs 150 targets. And yeah, he's probably not gonna score a lot of touchdowns. But man, touchdowns aren't that important. Right? If he catches 75 passes and gets 800 yards, he's going to be a top 5 tight end, but as long as he gets like 5 touchdowns.
What target share do you have Hawkinson having?
I mean, target share he's probably going to have like 25%, maybe even. I mean, I don't want to go higher than that because that's pretty high, but probably like 25%.
I have him at 23, so that's why I was like, I wonder if I'm high.
No, I mean, because come on, I think Tyrell Williams is going to have a bigger role than people think.
You don't think it's what's his name?
Perriman?
Yes, Perriman.
Brown. No, I think it sounds like it's going to be Williams. St. Brown, maybe. We'll see.
I think St. Brown needs a year. Like, I think next year he'll be great.
I think
in that offense, just as a rookie coming in this year.
Yeah, I think he's gonna need a year.
Well, and I also think he might get the best coverage too, which is the sad part. You're like, okay.
Not usually teams don't put their best corner in the slot. Maybe they'll start changing though as more and more teams utilize these slot receivers. But historically, most defenses don't put their best receiver in the slot. Now, maybe when you're playing the Lions and you don't worry about any of the receivers you do, I don't know.
That was one of my picks, but I also had this guy. So
I was super hoping that Philip Lindsay would follow me on my last pick.
I mean, I like Philip Lindsay, but like, what's the ceiling there?
I'm super surprised that when we haven't picked Tom Brady. Dang.
Well, it's only a 10-team league. I mean, there should only
there
should only really be 10 quarterbacks picked. So
let's see here.
Although in a lot of 10-team leagues, you'll have like a lot of teams will pick 2 quarterbacks.
Playing keep away, so you can't hunt the waiver wire for your backup during your bye week.
Even though there's still plenty of options on the waiver wire.
That's true, but I'm just saying from experience, it's usually people who are like, I want to take all the QB. So no,
they're like, oh, trade bait. I'm like, who's trading for a QB? Like, who's gonna trade you for Matt Ryan in week 10? Like, come on. What do you like? Oh, give me Kamara if you want Matt Ryan. Like, come on. All right, who wants to grade this interesting draft? 10-team, 2 flex.
I can grade it.
All right, go for it, Nick.
All right, we'll start with Bill's team. Kamara at the 1. That's interesting. Don't really.
Super spicy.
I was gonna say super. I don't know.
Super
If
spicy.
really, the only other guy other than McCaffrey you can maybe, and this is a maybe, justify taking would be Cook. So don't know about that at the 1, but he's got AJ Brown, Jefferson. Not too high on Dobbins, but I guess that spot is not terrible. Mahomes, Javonte, Chase, pretty good value for Jamar Chase. Can't complain about that. Goddard, MT. I mean, later in the season, maybe that could come out and help him. We'll see what happens with him. Harris, Beckham, Rondell Moore, Chuba Hubbard. Yeah, nothing really jumps out at me too crazily about this team. I think he's got a pretty good wide receiver core, especially with Brown and Jefferson. I'd say that's a 7-5-8. Not a bad team, but nothing crazy. Pierre got an absolute gift with McCaffrey, and he's got DK. Got his boy DK at the 2-9.
Yeah, that's a CMC DK Keenan Allen, man. That's jeez.
That's a strong start. And then Demont, Julio, Andrews, or Jackson, China Brown, Edmonds, Andrew Pittman, Dylan Lindsay. It's a pretty solid depth. I'd say this is probably an 8-5, especially with that start with McCaffrey, DK, Allen. Let's see, someone else to my team, Stinger. We got, let's see, Saquon, Riddle, McLaurin. That's a good start. And Mixon, it's pretty fair value for him. Galladay, Pitts, he was able to get his boy Pitts at pretty fair value. And he got Mooney. Don't really know if you can justify taking him over some of those other guys that went later, but he really likes him, so that makes sense. Mostert, Waddle, Hurts, Burnett, Ruggs, Watkins. I'd say this is kind of like Bill's team. Again, a solid team, not bad, but nothing that really jumps out at me. So I'd say that's probably a 7-5. Let's see, Marquise. So you got Zeke, Kelsey. That was great value for Kelsey there. See Evans, DJ Moore, Sanders, Hunt, Judy, Debo, Drake, Williams, Aguilar, Edward, Stafford. Yeah, I like this team, especially you got great value there for Kelsey. You've got pretty solid group of receivers there. Good depth at both running back and wide receiver, and you got Stafford there at the end. So it's a solid 8. Chris, you got Derrick Henry, Gibson, Waller, the running back, tight end start. Let's see how your wide receivers turned out. You got Thielen, Sutton, Curtis Samuel, Dak, Boyd, Davis. I mean, obviously your wide receiver core isn't going to be great because of the way you started. But I mean, I think you got pretty good value for the guys you got. So I can't complain there, but you got 2 really good running backs. I'd say that's probably a 7-5, maybe pushing an 8, considering your start. But you still got good wide receivers, and you did get a really good tight end with Waller. So I think you rebounded just fine.
I think 7-5 is fair. 7-5.
Yeah.
Probably not an 8.
Yeah. See, Jeremy, Eckler, Hill, Lamb, Deontay. I love your wide receivers. There. Got Carson, Lockett, Russ, Robinson, Legend, Russell Gage, Marvin Jones. Marvin Jones, I'm going to definitely keep a close eye on him during preseason. McKissick. I really do like those wide receivers there, and I'm really high on Eckler this year. I mean, I'd say that's a pretty good team. I'd say that's a solid 8 there.
Sweet. Thanks.
The Ale. Yep. Sorry if my voice is a little messed up. I'm feeling a little under the weather, by the way.
You're all right.
My voice sounds weird. They got. Do what?
I was gonna say, I hope you're all right. Hopefully, it's just like a little cold or something.
Oh, I'm sure it is. It can't be COVID. I vaccinated, so that shouldn't be possible.
Well,
besides, I don't have any of those symptoms.
We had a guest over last weekend who's vaccinated, and she got COVID. Not from us. Her symptoms were super mild though.
Okay.
So, I mean, but again, it's probably not. So don't worry about it.
It's more so I just feel like crap than anything else. Anyway, you got Ale, I got Aaron Jones, Diggs, Cup, Godwin, Hawk, and I'm not super duper high on Hawkinson, but I mean I think he's a good tight end pickup. Got Swift, Jacobs, Anderson, really good value there for Michael Carter. If I had already taken a QB, I would have taken him in that spot rather than Herbert probably. Rodgers, Rager, who I guess is seeming to be doing fine now. Callaway, Penny. I really like those last few rounds there. Rager, Callaway, Penny, good value there. I like the Carter pick. I'd say this is probably an A, maybe even an 8.5, just because I really like that value he got in those later rounds. I mean, the start was fine, but I really think he got some great key pickups there in the 9 to 13 rounds. Long Wang. I feel like I haven't seen this guy in a while.
Yeah, he's in and out. He's in and out.
Yeah. Let's see. We got JT, Harris. Maybe a little early for Najee for my liking. I mean, I'm starting to like him more and more, but maybe not that early in a 10 team. But it could turn out really well. They got Kittle, so kind of similar to your team, Chris. I want to see let's see his wide receivers. He's got Amari, Ayuk, Juju, Chark. Oh boy. Yeah, I wouldn't feel too hot about that. I mean, he can flex Gaskin, so he would still have to start Juju or Chark. I mean, maybe Juju can be okay, but I'm pretty much off of him. Well, never really been on him at all this year, to be honest. I feel like he got decent value there for Gaskin. I'd say this is a 6.5, 7. These wide receivers might be a little rough because if you put off taking a wide receiver that long, you really have to hit it hard, like you did, Chris.
Yeah.
So yeah, his wide receivers are a bit rough. And then is this? Forgive me if I say the wrong name.
It's
Roberto,
Roberto,
is that right?
It's Roberto, but he dropped off the Zoom again. So.
Oh, okay. Got Chubb. Laying off Chubb a little bit. I mean, I'm not going to argue against it in the late first round, but personally, would take him there. He's got Devontae, Edwards-Helaire, which is okay value there. And you got Woods, Allen, Smith, Fant, Etienne, Sermon, Cook, Gallup, Hardman, Marshall. I'd say that's a solid 8. He's got pretty good value all around.
I'm so surprised.
He's right in the middle of grading your team. You got a solid 8.
A solid 8. Holy cow!
Yeah, sorry if I'm being a bit lazy with these grades. I feel like I gave most teams either a 7.5 or an 8.
It's a 10-team draft. It's hard to have a really bad team in a 10-team draft.
Exactly, because I feel like usually when I grade, there's a few 5s and 6s, and then there's like some 8, 5s, 9s. But I feel like, and I don't know if it was more me being lazy or just the nature of a 10-team league, but it felt like there were no teams that really jumped out at me as like crazy good. But then there were at the same time there were no teams that really significantly disappointed me either. So
yeah. That's the nature of 10-team league. It's hard to separate. Jeremy, you want to thanks Nick. Jeremy, you want to grade Nick's?
Sure, I can do Nick's.
Yeah,
so got Cook in the 3rd. I think that's pretty good. Hopkins, Allen Robinson, Higgins, Henderson in the 5th. Claypool, Mike Davis, Chenault, Herbert, Fuller. Actually, hold on, let me switch over. Sorry.
He's got Edwards, Hines.
Yeah. And I was looking at your screen and I was like, wait, I have the draft on my other screen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so Edwards and Hines. Let me just want to see who technically. So you're starting the 3 receivers, you're flexing Claypool, and then you're either flexing Davis.
It's only It's only 2 receivers, so you could flex Higgins and Claypool, actually.
Oh, yeah, that is right. That is right. Never mind. I keep thinking through. Yeah.
I know, a little weird today.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't mind this team at all. I think it's pretty good, pretty solid in most areas. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Like you said, it's not a bad team. I think you're stronger at wide receiver than some teams, but you're also a little unsure at running back. But you got an extra couple, see if they break out or see what happens with them. I don't think your QB is going to hurt you at all. And then obviously late round tight end, we're kind of all in that boat. If you don't get one of those top 5 or 6 dudes, you're kind of just out of the running for it. So, but who you got, I'm not upset with. I'll give it an 8. I like your receivers a little bit better, and I think your running backs will pretty much hold strong. So,
Very nice. All right, guys. I think I'm pretty sure we're back to a 12 team on Thursday.
Nice.
Yeah, I think
So, Chris, I gotta ask you.
Yeah.
I want to know, what's your strategy for a 10-man? Do you particularly focus on, like, for example, this format, 2 flexes? Is it stronger to go with 2 wide receivers versus 2 running backs in a flex? Like, what's your opinion on this?
Well, now
What should I be?
Well, now that I've done the 2 flexes, I think I probably wouldn't have taken. I either would have taken like Adams or Kelsey over Henry, or I would have taken a wide receiver, Kelsey over Gibson. Because with the two flexes, like with just 1 flex, I would probably go running back. Because I feel like you can still get really good. You can still get 2 good wide receivers in it. You can still get 3 good wide receivers. Okay. With that extra flex, is that what your league is? 2 flexes?
No, it's actually just 1. I am in a dynasty where there is 3 flexes, but it's a quarterback though for the last one.
Yeah,
so
I mean that's completely different, but yeah.
Yeah. The reason why I'm asking, just because I've been trying to do some more homework. This is my first time ever doing this, so you have your little excitement about doing your first thing, and you pay money. So I'm trying to get more invested into this, and I'm thinking I put Adams as number 6, like pick, like having a draft of like a draft order. And I was thinking, okay, you know what? Adams can like do some work because he's like the only strong wide receiver in Green Bay from like what I've been studying. So I just wanted to know if that was spicy. If it was like really, really spicy, if you picked Adams at number 6, if I had number 6, the number 6 pick as Adams.
No, I don't think it's spicy. I mean, I had Adams after the season last year. I was ranking Adams at like 5 or 6, and he's starting to climb back up. Like in my best ball drafts, I've started to notice he's going in like top 6, top 5, even sometimes.
Okay.
So no, I don't think that's spicy. I just think, like I totally think it's definitely not spicy. It's just I feel like in a 10-team league, because there's so many, since you don't have those 2 extra picks every round, there's still a lot of really good players like in the 6th, 7th, 8th round that you can go running back and still get 3 really good wide receivers. But that being said, if you want to go Adams at 6, I don't think that's spicy at all. I think it's fine. I would definitely go running back in the 2nd, unless of course your whole league went nuts and everybody else took running backs and there was nobody left. Like don't take like Edwards-Helaire or somebody like that in the 2nd just to get a running back.
Yeah. I was very blessed to get Gibson in the 2nd round and Adams in the 1st round. So that's why I was just talking about, because I had the 6th pick in one of my leagues, and I picked Adams, and I was thinking to myself, shit, it's not gonna be good because I'm not gonna get a good running back, but I got Gibson.
Oh, so you already have your draft. Nice. Okay. Yeah. No, that's good.
Yeah. So I just want to know, because I have one with my family members next week. So I mean, I'm just doing it by luck. This is just for fun stuff. So
I
I'm
mean, we're all
getting
doing
super
it.
excited about this stuff.
Yeah, no, that sounds like a great start to me. So I'm sure you're fine. I'm sure your family league will be even easier to draft in.
I hope so. I hope they don't study as much as I did. So that's all I'm hoping for.
Maybe a couple people, but if it's anything like my family league, no. No.
That's like the trouble things because it gets competitive because my brother-in-law got second place. So I'm thinking to myself, if I beat him, I'm gonna be pretty good. So yeah, I just want to know you, Chris, if your opinion on your kind of thought process on getting a good draft in a 10-man on the 10th draft because I'm pick number 10 on my league with my brother-in-law. That's why.
Yeah, you just do the best you can. I mean, it's a 10-team league. Like, there's going to be tons of players on the waiver wire throughout the year. There's going to be lots of opportunity to upgrade your team. So.
Oh, for sure. Well, I appreciate Chris for answering my question on that.
Yeah, no problem. Appreciate the questions. All right, guys. I guess that's it. These 10-team drafts do go quick. So yeah, but Thursday's back to 12-teamer. So
All right.
more our style. All right, Nick and Jeremy, thanks for grading. Appreciate it.
No problem, man.
Yeah, thanks for having
All right,
us on
fellas.
as always.
Yeah, Marquise, Roberto, thanks for hopping on, and we'll see you guys on Thursday.
Oh yeah.
All right.